Welcome forward to day 33 of our reflections on St. Joseph, and our last reflection on St. Joseph, and it is the day of consecration for those following it. And again, just to be clear, in terms of the 33 days, you can make them at any time of the year, but it is a good idea to end up on a feast of St. Joseph. So there's the feast on the 19th of March, and there's another feast on the 1st of May. So you can always plan to do the 33 reflections before those two feast days. Now, this has been very much a self-exploration. I've never been through the 33 days of St. Joseph before, and I've been doing it one day at a time. And so I do see it as not the end of a journey. I actually see it as the start of a new journey going forward. And I'll certainly be going forward with St. Joseph, having a devotion to St. Joseph, a deeper devotion to St. Joseph. Now, what I've got to try and do, or I'd like to do, is try and sum up some key themes that I think are, I suppose, the main one that, or the main themes I'm going to take forward with me. And it's going to be quite difficult, so I'm going to try and keep it short and within time. And the first one, and probably the most important, is Christ at the centre. Everything we've learned about St. Joseph, for me, is just reinforced that Christ is at the centre of everything. So even this icon behind me, you've got Christ at the centre of the Holy Family, at the centre of the icon, but at the centre of the Gospels with the Holy Family. The other theme is the lowly are exalted. This was an incredibly lowly man who's just been exalted. And within in the book today, they talk about the story of the sons of Zebedee and their mother going to Jesus, and she asks him that the son sit at his right and left side when he comes into his kingdom, and Jesus says, well, that's not for me to give. Those places are taken up by, or at least, they will be taken up. And the book gives a really good argument and makes perfect sense, complete logic, that actually it's Mary and Joseph, Mary at his right and Joseph at his left. And so you've got these two incredibly lowly people that have been exalted, and that's really come out. The other one is actually serve God, strive for excellence. And this concept of serving God and being what God intends you to be. And Joseph, by listening, praying to God, was what God intended him to be, and he did God's will. In terms of striving for excellence, this concept of striving for the higher gifts, which were the virtues, and even the ancient Greeks recognised the fact that actually if you lived a virtuous life, that is the only way to be happy. And that leads on to this concept of another theme of imitating Jesus. Imitating Jesus, yes, but imitating Joseph and being a mirror image and likeness of God. We continually talk about, but Joseph was the image and likeness of God, and we should be imitating Joseph in terms of living out the virtues for sure, but also just his basic day-to-day working, his fatherhood, his parenthood, just those basic day-to-day living, just imitate those aspects of his life. Then moving on, this concept of actually that Joseph had authority over God, and he taught God. And as a result of that, which again, just that is amazing, the fact that he's given the title Terror of Demons, because Satan hates him for the very fact that actually he taught God, but also he had authority over God, which is something Satan obviously is striving for. And then we're going to quickly go back to the Christ at the centre. Now, yesterday I sent you, or asked you to do some research on this concept of a flower, and I'll just remind you of the picture. And it was more about discussing about the Holy Trinity and the Trinity of the Holy Family, and again you've got Christ at the centre, and you join those two models together, you get the shape of that flower. And I said the clue to where that flower is and its name was in the video, and it's still here, which is, I've put this here, and for those that recognise it, this is Our Lady of Guadalupe, which I'd love to do a series of videos on Our Lady of Guadalupe and the symbolism of the tilma, which would take rather a long time. But on the Our Lady of Guadalupe, the flower is on there. It's got a name. It's in a position with amazing significance, and I don't believe in coincidences. So now you know where it is, you need to look it up. Now, and the last thing, and we will finish here, is confidence. We need to have more confidence in our devotion to Saint Joseph, and as a result I'm going to read out and leave you there. I'm going to read out the last prayer before the consecration, and it is about asking for confidence. So again, this is from St. Peter Julian Aymard, so we'll leave it here. I have prayed to our Lord that he might give me St. Joseph for a father, as he had given me Mary for a mother, that he might put in my heart that devotion, that confidence, that faithful love of a client, of a devotee of St. Joseph. I trust the good Master has heard my prayers, for I now feel greater devotion to this great saint, and I am full of confidence and hope. 33 days to St. Joseph. Lots to think about. I will leave it there as I continue on my journey, and I'm wishing you all the best on your journey with St. Joseph. So God bless.